So, tell me a little about yourselves.
I'm Jared. I play drums in the band INNERPARTYSYSTEM.
Chris. I play guitar, keys, programming.
Patrick, and I do programming and singing in INNERPARTYSYSTEM.
You write all your own music?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Alright, who writes most of it, or do you write together?
Patrick's like the main songwriter.
I write a lot of it.
Where do you get your inspiration?
From everything. Like, honestly, like any. I'm like a producer first and then a songwriter second.
Right.
So like, it mostly comes through like with the style of the music first, and then like writing to that, which is probably an unconventional way of writing, but I don't know. It's really everything. Like we listen to every single type of music there is.
So what kind of stuff you do? Programming and the synth stuff, right? What kind of, for people that wanted to get into that and had absolutely no idea where to start, you know, what do you recommend? Entry level, or how did you start?
I think since like electronic music is like all about like the tones and the sounds. I think like buying some kind of like outboard like analog thing. Like there's so much stuff out there. Like one of the first things I ever bought is called a Sherman filter bank, which is pretty much just a distortion unit.
Yeah.
But you could run like any sound through it. You could like send a drum loop out or a bass sound out, and it like makes it into something completely brand new. And it's just like, I don't know, I think to me the stuff that makes electronic music so great is like interesting sounds and not like the run-of-the-mill like preset sounds.
So it's a combination of like putting your stuff into it and just playing around for.
All about experimentation.
Yeah.
It's just looping whatever signal you're sending in, and it's like keep messing with it until it's like you get your head bobbing.
You guys have any idea I'm supposed to do an interview for Filter?
So when you started the band, did you think you'd make it where you are today?
No.
Yeah. I think it's if you go into it that kind of mindset, I think sometimes you're kind of setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
It's much more about
Doing what you want to do.
yeah,
Just doing what you love.
doing what you love, and if stuff starts to fall together, that's just an added bonus.
And after it started to come together, is this what you expected?
No, it's 1:30. Okay, never
I don't know. It's hard to even.
It's a constant progression, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to say, like, we want to be exactly this. Because, like, it's constantly changing and constantly, like, I don't know, we're constantly making new stuff. So it's really just a progression of, like, bettering yourself, I guess, through the last thing you've done. Just better and better and better.
We have goals, definitely. Like, we obviously want to be. I don't think there's anything we expect. At this point, everything we do is always like a blessing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we got to come down here and play in front of all these people.
Right.
It's
What do you think's the best venue you've played in?
Best venue.
played so many. I bet you we've played like over 1,000 places. That's all we do is play.
I really like Brixton Academy.
Yeah,
In England, that was great.
What made it so good?
This is the great room.
Yeah,
It was humongous.
There's a lot of history there too. Like huge bands that play there.
Yeah, it was like 5,000 people there when we played. We were open. We were like, I don't know, probably we were like halfway through a big lineup of 8 or 9 bands or so. And at that point, like the room was full, and like at that point we had a song out in England that was doing pretty well, and like everybody was singing along. It was just one of the things where the planets align, everything kind of comes together, and you're like, yes. You know what I mean? It's one of those days.
It's like that moment in the movie where you turn around and the drummer, you're like,
Yeah, me and Chris have those once in a while.
Yeah. Most embarrassing thing that's happened on stage?
we've had some rough ones. Well, I mean, we're pretty like, we use a lot of technology, so it's like you're setting yourself up for something to go wrong. But I mean, the worst thing that could happen really is just the computer fucks up, and then you just stop and you be like, yo, we use computers.
Right.
It is.
Right. Yeah.
Probably the worst one for me was we got signed to Island. We first started, and like the president of Island came, and I mean he didn't even know what we sounded like. You know what I mean? There's people below him that signed the bands and everything.
Right.
So like every quarter they play these parties where the president comes and then you play. And we only play 3 songs, and then our last song the computer started skipping and then it stopped.
Wow.
It was like for everybody at the company that just signed you to be there, and they're just like,
right.
it was bad. Yeah. But that was a long time ago. That was in the past.
Moved
In
on.
the long run, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Live and learn. Move on.
Right.
Where do you see yourselves going musically?
Yeah, I don't know how you're
Oh, man, just trying to create, I guess just like, to create new material that's like something you've never really heard before, I guess. like try to like not really fight the norm, but like I don't know, just be as creative as you possibly can. And just don't hold back on anything. So I don't really know where that is per se, like exactly, but
you're catching us in like definitely a transition period, coming from a little more rock oriented, and then electronic was probably underneath it, and I feel like now it's the other way around. And we're just not out of choice, just like our tastes change, you know what I mean? And we're much more house oriented, just electronic music in general, more oriented, and I feel like there's a little rock undertones that might come in here and there, but for the most part it's much more about really original sounds.
Was there an artist that you, before you started the band, that you heard and you were like, I want to make stuff like this?
Tears for Fears definitely inspired the band.
Depeche Mode.
The Chemical Brothers are I'm a huge fan of Chemical Brothers. And since I've been super young, and they definitely had a hand in it.
Is there anyone who takes the center stage most of the time? Really, which one of you would you say is the front man?
Well, Patrick's a singer, so
Goes with the job.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time. Yeah.
When we set up on stage, though, we're little, like me and Patrick are like left and right, and Jared's in the middle. So it's.
We definitely set up a little less normal. Like we set up all on a line, as opposed to like in a normal traditional rock band.
Right. So you get all of them. They see everybody.
Yeah.
There's we like to, man, I hate saying I'm the front man, honestly, because it's just like everybody's doing something. Everybody's doing the same amount of work.
Right.
So like I like to think that we don't have a front man, so we're all the front man.
Right.
You guys have a new album coming out?
Yeah, I think, I don't have an exact date, but I know it'll be really early next year, like probably January or February. We're going to do a 6-song EP, and then it's going to be followed up by another one halfway through next year. So next year you're going to get 12 new songs at some point.
And you guys are still with Island?
No.
Yeah.
Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Yeah, we parted away with Island right before Warped Tour in 2009, and then we took the latter half just writing and regrouping, and then earlier this summer, like June or so, we did a deal with Red Bull, and it's been awesome. It's been really nice. They're really supportive. It's been cool.
What did you guys think of Warped Tour last year?
Oh man, best and worst time ever.
Yeah.
It's great, but
it's really.
I went to the show. I went to the show in Orlando, and we had stayed up the whole night the night before, and like we're there, and the heat, we had to wait in line, you know, an hour and a half, and I was like walking around like I don't feel like
to seek refuge. There's nowhere to go to the bathroom. There's wait an hour and a half in line to eat, but then when the schedules line up correctly and you go on stage and there's 5,000 people waiting to see you play,
right?
You're like, oh, that's fine. You know what I mean? You deal with it.
So do you like something like this better?
Yeah.
Yeah. That you don't have to wake up and do it every day.
Yeah.
They spent the whole year planning it and they know kind of what they're doing, but no one knows where we are now.
Yeah, this was the only thing. Otherwise, this is definitely a really well organized event.
Cool.
So, where are you going from now? What's your next tour date?
We actually have off for a while. We have a couple one-offs. I think one in Denver, Kansas City.
Yeah, Denver's the day after Thanksgiving with 303, and
They're from there, right?
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
yeah, they're from. We're out of like New York City.
Okay.
We're from Pennsylvania, but we just moved to New York City.
You guys have anything else you want to say? Anything to plug?
Festival?
Yeah, check out January or February for our EP.
Okay. Good luck on stage day. You guys get on at 3:30?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.